Devotee asked Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi, in this pure atmosphere, the path is easy, but in towns it is difficult. Bhagwan said, when you see the true self, is it not a pure atmosphere? Let the body think what it wishes. But why should you think so? Only if you can keep quiet without engaging in any other pursuits also, it is very good. If that cannot be done, what is the use of being quiet? So long as one is obliged to be active, let him not give up attempts to realize the self. Even if a realized man were to destroy many lives, no sin can touch that pure soul. So too Gita says, you are yourself the source of all your happiness, whatsoever it be, and not external things. Even when you imagine that some external object has given you the happiness, you are mistaken. What happened really is that unconsciously the object brought you back for a flash to yourself, borrowed the happiness, and thus presented it to you. The happiness came as a shadow to you. Why not look to the source, to the self, and realize it? Devotee asked, I am possessed by fears of disease and death. Bhagwan said, who gets diseased? Do you get it? If you analyze what you are, you see that disease cannot affect you. What are you? Do you die? Can you die? Think of Atma, realize that. Devotee asked, I try, but it doesn't remain in the mind long. Bhagwan said, practice makes perfect. Devotee asked, meanwhile, Bhagwan said, meanwhile, there need not be suffering. Devotee asked, would the use of birth control appliances lead to immortality? Bhagwan said, you must go to root of things, find out the true cause of birth, and then strive that. Let that which is born control itself. To whom is this birth? There is an ancient verse which says, desires go on increasing and burning more fiercely as they are fed. So, the only effective control is to check the causes within, to check desires, and thus become moral. Devotee are how to control lust, anger, etc. Bhagwan said, whose are these passions? Find out. If you remain as the self, there will be found nothing apart from the self, then there will be no need to control, etc. If a man's happiness is due to outer causes and external possessions, then a man devoid of possessions should have no happiness whatever. Does real experience show this? No. For in deep sleep, man is then devoid of all possessions, including his body, yet instead of being unhappy, he enjoys blissful release. Doesn't everyone desire to sleep soundly? Hence, happiness is not due to external causes, but to returning into the self. When the pure I, the reality is forgotten, all miseries crop up. When that is held fast, the miseries do not affect the person. Emergence from self has been the cause of all misery. A snake in ashram hall fell down from the roof at night when sleeping. Maharishi ordered the man to take a lantern to light its path to door and not to harm it, saying regarding the snakes which infested the place, we have come to their abode as guests, and so we have no business to molest them. Let us leave them in peace. Devotee asked, what is your opinion about social reform? Bhagwan said, self reform automatically brings about social reform. confine yourself to self reform. Social reform will take care of itself. In 1938, Maharishi said to Dr. Nambiar, who spoke to him about his maladies, Maharishi had bleeding piles. Then I am tired of this body. Devotee is a teacher needed. Bhagwan said, as in all physical and mental training, a competent teacher is sought, so in matters spiritual the same rule applies. Paul Bruton to himself, my writings often come unexpectedly to me and also disjointedly. Often a paragraph or sentence belonging to the end or middle of a writing would come to me before the earlier parts. Hari Om Tat Sat.